right. And we are live. Let me know if you guys can hear me on the microphone or not. Let me know if the microphone sounds clear. If it does sound clear, just give me a thumbs up. If it does sound clear, it's going to be an interesting live stream today. So, I'm going to be talking about today's topic is going to be why women vote. So, I appreciate you all for being here. Thank you all for tuning in. What's up, Vin? How you doing? So I'm out here at Sac City. I haven't been out here in a while since I did the abortion debate, and I think that was like months ago, like months ago. So that was the last time I was here. I was asking people, should abortion be illegal? And now I'm back out here at Sac City. As you can see my sign. My sign says, "Why women vote." And I want to get people's thoughts on why women vote and what's the most pressing issue that women are voting for. So just curious to see what people think, what they think about women's right to vote. And then any question you guys have that you want me to ask the students here, go ahead and I'll take that into consideration. So, yes, it has been a while. It's been a while. Like I said, it's been months. The last time I was here, I did an abortion conversation. You guys can go check that out. If you watch the videos on my page, you click on video and you'll see I think it's 3 videos I did that I uploaded from that stream, so you guys can go check that one out. That was pretty good. I actually liked all 3 conversations. So hopefully we'll get some good conversations today. And so just let me know if you can hear me. If I try to talk louder, or what I should know, just let me know. That way I can kind of get everything right. But yeah, so I'm going to just be asking people, why women vote and what is the most pressing issue that women are voting for in modern time, in today's times. So just curious to see what they also think about women's right to vote and things like that. So it's going to be very interesting, very, very interesting to see. Hopefully we'll get some people to talk. So how you doing, ma'am? Like my sign? So we'll see. Might be a little bit controversial, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, just asking questions. Just want to understand people's thought process. The reason why I wanted to do this topic particular is because if you look at what's been going on lately, you see that with the Kamala campaign, right? With the Kamala Harris campaign, her running for president, a lot of women seem to want to vote for her because she's a woman, she's a person of color. You want to talk to me, or you want to take pictures? You want to come talk to me? Do you like my sign? Yeah, my sign says why women vote. And I'm wanting to know why women vote and what's the most pressing issue that women vote for. Do you vote?
Yes.
You vote? Who are you voting for?
Oh, I didn't vote yet.
You didn't vote yet?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Don't be shy. Come on in. Come on over here.
Okay.
Yeah, come closer. All right, here's what I do. I'm going to raise it down just a little bit.
Is it live?
Yeah, let me just raise it down a little bit.
Hi.
Right here. Okay. Let me just hold on. Let me fix this like this. All right. Let me just raise it down a little bit more so we can kind of get our height so we don't look too small in the camera. Okay. Let me just step right here. Let me ask you, are you voting this year?
Yes.
And who are you voting for?
Kamala.
Kamala? Why are you voting for Kamala?
I think she's great. She is smart. I think she'll be great president for the country.
So you said because she's smart?
Yeah.
And does it take smarts to run the country?
A lot of, I don't know.
Do you think that Donald Trump is smart?
I don't want to comment.
You don't recommend Donald Trump?
No.
Why-
For me, I don't.
Why not? Come a little bit closer. I'm just shy. Hey, I'm on camera too, right? So, come here. It'd be a good conversation. Okay, so why not Donald Trump?
I don't know.
You don't know
No,
nothing about him.
I just don't like it.
Well, is there a reason why you don't like him?
um, am I in TV?
Yeah, we're live on YouTube. I mean, because when I'm doing it, I'm having a conversation with the
Okay. I
students.
think I think he is. I don't know how to explain. I'm not good in English,
Yeah.
but I don't like the way he speak. I I don't like the way he speak to the public, to the people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you hear that from?
From the TV.
On the TV?
Yes,
Okay.
interview and stuff. I have class.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one. It's over, bro. Oh man. She says she's gonna vote for Kamala because she's smart and a great person. And she said with Donald Trump, she doesn't like the things he says. When I asked her where she hear that from, she said the TV. That goes to show you that when you watch TV, they don't always give you the best information. So, how you doing? Doing well. Like my sign? You want to talk? You want to talk about it? You sure? You could be a little, like 5 minutes, right? It's not bad. I'm gonna raise this up a little bit more because this is I had to lower it because me and her are both short. So let me pull this up a little more. Let's fix that. Hold up. Trying to make sure it's the right height. So, what's up, ladies? All right. I'm short, so it's gonna look like I'm trying to put it down to where I can make myself look a little bit level. So, yeah. So like I said, folks, I'm out here today because I want to talk to people and ask them why women vote. Now, let me explain a little bit more in detail why I think this topic is important. I've seen a lot of conversations online about, women voting, repeal the 19th, and things like that. And, I did some research about women's right to vote and how it got started and things like that. The fact that there were women who back then didn't even want the right to vote because they felt like they were pretty much taken care of. Like the men took care of everything, so they had to really take care of nothing. So, what's up, Liddell? What up, Jules? Good to see you guys. Has anyone been offended that you assumed their gender? Not yet. But yeah, so again, I'm just curious to know. Again, this is my sign here in case you guys didn't see it. It says why women vote, and I'm curious to know why they vote. What's the most pressing issue? Who are they voting for, and why? Sounds reasonable, right? So women vote because they are manipulative. Well, it's pretty fascinating. When you look at the way women have been voting for decades now, and this is actually Pew Research studied that women overwhelmingly vote for Democrats. So they tend to vote for policies that don't favor America, which is like immigration, high taxes, soft on crime, abortion, things like that. So it's pretty interesting. They actually did this thing on ABC where it showed in the midterms if just men voted versus if women voted, men tend to vote for a red country, whereas women tend to vote for a blue country. So, what's up, guys? So it's pretty interesting to see how women vote, and you're seeing it right now with the elections. I mean, if you're paying attention to the elections right now, you can see that with Kamala, it's all about emotions. It's women's rights and to abort. That's really all she has is just abortion. Trump's like the economy, gotta get the jobs. Trump's all about that, but Kamala's just like we need women's rights. So. Just trying to understand where people are coming from. So we're gonna try to talk to some people and try to see what's up. So, what's up, ladies? How you guys doing? Like my sign? Yeah. You want to talk about it?
Not right now.
You sure? You got like 5 minutes to spare, right? Okay. All right. How you doing? What do you think? Why women vote? You want to talk about it? You sure? All right, all right. I'll probably be out here for like 2 hours, up to 2 hours, and we'll see. So we'll see what happens. We'll try to talk to some men too. So, how you doing? I'm not gonna like my sign too much. I don't think people are gonna like my sign too much. So we'll try to see if we can talk to some men and women. I don't want to just get women. I want to get men's thoughts too. See where their heads are at these days. You know. So, but I should have had a more controversial sign. Like blacks shouldn't vote. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Totally kidding. I'm joking. So, but I could have had my sign said women shouldn't vote, but I don't want to be too controversial. At least not yet. Just want to ask why women vote. You know. But anyways, real quick, I just want to say appreciate you guys for watching on Facebook, and I appreciate you guys for watching on YouTube as well. Make sure you like this. Like the video. You can share it if you want to, but if you like it, it definitely does help out the algorithm on both platforms. So you just hit that like button for me. I appreciate that. How you doing, ma'am? What do you think? You got an answer for it?
No, I'm thinking about it.
Okay, okay. When you think about it, come back, all right? All right. All right. I need to have like one of those sticks in my sign. It's hard to carry it a certain way. My hand gets tired when I hold the sign a certain way. All right. What's up, sir? What do you think? You want to talk about it? All right. You can be 5 minutes late, right? I'm terrible. I'm trying to make people late to class. Terrible. All right. Maybe I should change my sign to women shouldn't vote. Hello. What do you think? What do you think? You want to talk about it? So I'm asking people like why women vote. What's the most pressing issue women vote for? Who are they voting for and why? Those are my series of questions. I'm curious to hear this from men and women. So I'm curious to know like what. Yeah. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Yeah. I'm actually live on YouTube and Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. Come over here real quick. To make sure that we're in frame. Come this way. About right there. Come right here. All right, and then step a little bit closer here. All right, so make sure I got both of us. Woo. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so why do you think that women vote?
Because of their rights, as like in many cultures the women's are like suppressed, like like the in many cultures the mans are man dominating culture, so that's why for their rights they vote. Like they just think that if the new government come, then like they will get something new in their life, but like nothing happened, I guess.
Yeah. What about come on, a little bit closer. I got you in frame. Step over here real quick. What about American culture? Like in America, like why do you think women vote in America?
uh like I think because of the equality, as like in America, like most women are like working, and so they just want something new in their life, so that's why they just vote for different things, like different persons. They just want like new person and then like new rules.
Yeah, you mentioned equality. How are women not equal in 2024?
Like women's get right like as compared to man, but like they are equal in some cultures, but like mostly they're not equal. Like there's still man dominating culture here existing. I just believe that.
And what are men dominating in America?
Like they just like feel like I'm working, I just have like I'm just paying all the bills and all the stuff. Like I have more power as compared to women. Like the man think about that.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. If you got with a man, would you want him to take care of you and the family, or would you want both of you guys to be working?
With both, I guess it will work. Like if we do the teamwork, it will help. Like
Right. So if you guys are both working, who's watching the kids?
the parents.
Aren't you guys the parents?
Yeah, like the family, like the grandparents and all.
So the burden is on the grandparents to watch the kids, not the mom and dad.
No, like it's about partial. Like if the parent both parents are working, then they just have like take 3 or 4 off. Like whether they can do the like day shifts and night shifts,
Yeah.
like to take care of their kid.
Yeah. Well, how is that equal? If the parents are taking care of them, but not the, how is it equal for the grandparents to take care of the kids, but not the actual parents? How is that? Why is that the burden on them and not the actual biological parents?
Yeah, because of the busy schedule.
Wouldn't it just be easier for the husband to just work and the wife to be at home with the kids?
This happen in most of the countries. Like in my country, this happen. Like the man is only working and the woman is doing the household chores and the like take care of their kids.
Yeah.
But at that stage, like man said that I'm working more as compared to you.
Yeah, but I mean, but I'm saying, wouldn't it be easier for the man, like in America, wouldn't it be easier for men to work and women be at home taking care of the children?
No, because of the like expensive. No, it's too expensive to live here, so they both have to work. Like they just
Well,
have
they
to.
don't have to; they choose to.
Yeah, like sometimes I just feel like they just have like more dreams and more goals.
Yeah.
So that's why they just both work and like set their family.
Well, let me ask you this: you said that it's too expensive. Let's say a man was rich, and he takes care of a family. So, do you still have?
Because of the equality, they don't want to like men say that I'm the only one who is working, so that's why
Yeah.
women go out, like step out to work.
So then it's not about. So then it's not about being expensive. Then, 'cause if a man's rich, he can take care of you.
Yeah.
You're saying she still wants to go work anyways. So
Yeah, because
it,
of the equality.
right. So then it being, so you saying that it's expensive wouldn't even matter if the guy is rich anyways.
Yeah.
It just sounds like ego. A woman just wants to do it because she don't want to be at home with the kids. I don't understand. Why do women prefer to work for somebody rather than take care of their own children?
I don't know about that.
Do you think it's just all like?
I personally prefer to work as well, but I will take care of my kid in future. Like if my husband is working, then I will take care of my kid. If I am working, he will take care of like our kids.
So then it's not equal then.
It is equal. Like
Well, because there's not gonna be a hierarchy. You said man's work, you be at home. So there's a hierarchy. He's taking care of everything, right? He bring home the big piece of chicken.
I don't know about that. It's complicated.
I mean, is it though?
I guess. I don't know.
So what do you think about women's right to vote? Do you think that women should have a right to vote?
Yeah,
Why?
because they are also in the country. Whether they have kids, they.
So women should vote because they're in the country.
It's upon her if she wants to work.
Okay, so if let's say a terrorist came across into America, should they have a right to vote for if a woman terrorist comes in here?
No.
So then it's not about being in the country then, right?
Yeah.
So then why should women have a right to vote?
Why men should have the right to vote?
Well, I'm asking about women. We can talk about men, but I'm asking about women.
No, if the man have right to vote, so the women also have right to vote.
Okay, but why though? Why should women have a right to vote?
Oh my god. It's like basically if the woman is living in this country, so if I talk about democracy, it's equal for everyone, whether it is man, woman, and
Is it though? Because it's not really a democracy. So if I commit a crime and I go to jail, I can't vote no more. Is that democracy?
oh, it's I don't know about that, but in my country, like if the person is like like living in this in the country, they have to vote. Like they just like they are allowed to vote, whether they are in jail or something like that.
Well, let's stick to America. Let's stick to America. So,
I don't know much about America. Like I just came like 6 months ago here, so I'm not like much interested in this.
are you voting this year?
No,
Not gonna vote this year?
no,
Why? Are you registered to vote?
no.
Oh.
I also don't vote in my country because I don't like voting system.
Oh. Okay. So, if you had to vote, who would you choose for, Kamala or Trump?
Trump, I guess.
You're way too far. You gotta come a little closer.
I guess Trump because he just gave like lot of like good like rules for all.
Okay. So you don't like Kamala?
No, I don't say that because I don't know him and I don't like know much about him, so that's why.
Okay. But you would vote for him if you had to? Like if you had a chance to vote, you would vote for him?
For I will vote Trump.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you talking to me. Have a good one.
Oh, what's your channel?
Today with Julius. Today with Julius.
It's
Yeah.
on Facebook.
YouTube. No, I'm on YouTube and Facebook, but you can go on YouTube and look it up. It's you on YouTube
Today.
with Julius, Julius.
No.
Right there. Oh, it was right there. Right there. That's me.
Oh.
Yeah. What was your name?
Tanya.
How you say it?
Tanya.
Tanya?
Yeah.
Julius. Nice to meet you. Take it easy, all right? All right, I'll admit. Maybe the terrorist reputation wasn't good. But I was trying to make a point. But maybe the terrorist part wasn't a good comeback. But I was trying to make a point.
Reasonable guessing based on that.
But okay, well that was decent. So one thing I'm trying to do, and man, you guys let me know. Am I too close? Like when I talk to people, is it too close? Am I too far? Should I be more in? Let me know. So I'm trying to get folks in frame, but whenever I talk to them, they like back up a lot more. So I'm doing this, and I'm like end up doing this. So I'm trying to figure out, you know, I'm trying to make it a lot more easier to talk to people, but I don't know. Should I push it back a little bit more? Let me see. Just push back a little more. I'm going to stand by right here. Okay, this should be fine. Hi. What do you think? Why women vote? So I'm essentially asking about why women vote. What's the most pressing issue women vote for? Who are they voting for, and why? Want to come in? So I'm trying to just have a dialogue with students, trying to understand the mind of 2024 of today's generation. So you want to come in?
Well, wait, so I'm like saying like who I'm voting for?
Yeah. So essentially, so what I'm asking is like, why do you think women vote, and what's the most pressing issue women vote for? Let's start with that first. Come on in. A little bit. All right.
Oh, it's alive. Okay.
Yeah. Let me just make sure I got both of us in frame. I think. Shoot like that. Okay. So why do you think women vote in America?
Because they're taking advantage of their right.
When you say rights, what do you mean?
Like to have a say on abortions and like how they want to control their bodies and other, I don't know, I wish I was more like educated on it, you know?
Yeah. Who are you voting for?
I feel like I should keep that to myself. I don't
See,
wanna-
when people say that, I think I kind of know who you're voting for. I think I know who you're voting for. Is it that controversial to say who you're voting for?
It is just like on social media and stuff, definitely.
You want to get canceled?
Yeah.
But isn't that? But see, how is that fair to you? You have a right to free speech, but yet you can't say what you want to say, all because of how people feel.
Yeah, well, I'm voting for Trump.
Right on. All right, cool. There's nothing wrong with that. You probably get more positive reactions than you will negative reactions. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So, and mind you, don't be afraid. I'm just curious. Why are you voting for Trump?
Mostly because, I'll be honest, it's like, I'm going to be completely honest with this, since I'm not too, like, educated, It's definitely has to do with like the household that I grew up in and like just like what my parents are doing and what they've told me. I definitely want to get into more like what I think and what I feel about everything, but what my parents tell me, obviously it's biased, but I mean, it definitely sounds a little more beneficial than what Kamala can do, or Kamala, I don't know her
I
name.
know Kamala. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Kamala has been in
I
office.
do know what she wants to do though, doesn't? I heard that like, I don't know, I'm afraid of like the border whole situation. That's
Yeah.
one thing that I do know, and I, yeah, that's
Yeah.
something I
Well,
feel.
she's been vice president for this past 3.5 years, and we kind of seen the job that she's done. But yet somehow people still think she's qualified to be president when we see what's happening, especially with the border. A lot of immigration coming in, there's been a lot of crime happening. They say crime is down, but immigration is still a problem if they're coming in and committing the crimes, or they're coming in and getting more benefits than actual American people, like welfare, things like that, voting without ID, things like that. And so I don't see Trump. I mean, Trump is kind of borderline on the immigration thing, like giving green cards to foreign students, which I kind of disagree with. But Kamala's just like, let them all in. A lot of Democrats tend to let them all in so that they can get the vote.
Yeah.
But let me just ask you real quick, what are your thoughts on women's right to vote?
I definitely think that women should have a right to vote, of course. Yeah.
Why?
Because I don't know, like why shouldn't they? The people.
Well, that's the question, is why should they, right? So oftentimes when I ask why should they have a right to vote, I don't really get like a definitive, solid argument. It's just like I don't know, because they're here.
Yeah. I mean, like I'll be honest, yeah, that is. I mean, jeez, I don't know, cause like that's like everyone's right, right?
Well, that's the whole. So we can talk about right, but that's a whole different conversation. But I'm curious to know, because at one point in time, women actually didn't want the right to vote because the men took care of everything, essentially. And so it's a long history. I encourage you to go look it up. But I asked this question because if you look at the Kamala Harris campaign right now, most women are voting for her because she's a woman, person of color, or abortion. There's nothing like outside of that. There's not like job. Like, they're talking about union now. Like, oh, the union. Like, you saw Kamala Harris was like, you gotta thank a member. Like her little accent she always does.
Yeah.
So really, outside of that, they're not talking about immigration. They're not talking about the economy itself. They're just kind of more focused on what government can do for them versus what, like, rather than the government protecting the rights, they're essentially saying, I need government to help me out. I need all the freebies so that taxpayers can be the one to pay for my freebies, like student loan, things like
Right.
that. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm kind of curious to know, like, why should women vote, essentially, because I don't really hear a definitive of why they should vote.
But yeah, what's really crazy is right now, what did you hear about what Taylor Swift did and how she said that she is voting for Kamala, and that's just making like a lot of people that are like more my age, like my generation, 18 to 24-year-olds who she did call stupid, but sorry, no, but
Well,
like,
Kamala Harris called people stupid too. She called. There's an interview with a video of her. It's like a couple of years ago or several years ago, where she said that 18 and 24 are essentially stupid.
yeah,
So I mean,
that was interesting. But yeah, now like I think that it's crazy that, you know, Taylor Swift has so much fame, and because of that, and now she's voting for Kamala, I'm definitely concerned that that's going to make a lot of people just do that because they,
well, here's
you
what's
know.
fascinating. People forget that she did the same. Well, allegedly she did the same thing in 2020. There's a picture of her with these cookies, like a plate of cookies, and it says Biden 2020. So she did the same thing in 2020 that she's doing now.
Yeah,
The problem is
she-
people don't think for themselves, so they see her do it and go, "Well, I'm going to go vote,"
yeah,
and without even like doing their own research. She says she's done research, but I don't think people have really done the research to know policies between Trump or Kamala, or Kamala, how you ever say it. I don't know how you say her name.
yeah, no, I don't, something, yeah, but I don't know, I want to be a little more educated on it, but with, you know, everything that I see, what's going on like on the news and stuff, and like with my parents, like what they're telling me, like they're, you know, very honest with me, and they're also very open to like, okay, like you should learn about this stuff so you can make your own decisions. They're not just like, you're voting for this person, you know. So
Yeah.
like they're very honest with me about stuff, and I wish I got a little more into politics and everything. But
Well, you have a phone, right?
I do.
Okay, so when you have time, just look up. Cause right now, what Trump is pushing is Agenda 47. Those are his policies. Kamala and her campaign now have policies on her website. I would just look on Trump policies and Kamala policies and see what you align with most, and that's how you can decide who you want to vote for. Who policies align more with your values.
Totally. That's really cool.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you talking to me.
Yeah, of
Hopefully, I get
course.
some more
Thank you
people.
so much.
I thought it could be a lot more controversial, but I don't know if people. I'm not sure. But I'm trying to get something going. What's up, man?
I was scared.
What are you smiling at?
Yeah, you know what it is, man.
Yes. He knows what time it is. Yeah, well, I appreciate you talking to me. Yeah, like I said, just when you get a chance, just look online, look up Trump Agenda 47 and then Kamala's website, and just compare the two and say, okay, either his or hers align with my values, and that's how you should vote.
Right, totally.
So, yeah.
Totally.
I will say lean towards Trump, but anyway.
I'm definitely not voting for Kamala. So,
Appreciate
yeah,
you.
have a good day.
You can find me on YouTube at Today with Julius.
okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Take care.
Nice meeting
You too. Take care.
I was gonna ask, how long are you gonna be here?
Probably for well, I've been here 30 minutes now, another hour and a half.
Okay. Yeah,
So
yeah,
until my phone dies. Yeah.
okay. So, yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
I'm interested in what you have to, hear what you got to say.
Okay, yeah, likewise. All right. That was good. That was a good conversation. Hopefully we get some more people to talk. So I should have framed my thing. I say why women vote, but yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a good question. But you said, "What a bright young lady, she's giving us hope." Yeah, it's good. I'm glad she has parents that are kind of directing her in the right direction. So. But yeah, so hopefully we get some more combos going. Again, appreciate you guys for tuning in. I know that I see 7 people watching on YouTube, 1 watching on Facebook. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully we'll get some good conversations, and I'll post them on. I'll post clips throughout the week. So we'll see what's up. All right. I need to drink some water. Feel a little parched. He said, well, there is a libertarian candidate as well. Who's the libertarian candidate? I mean, right now, the focus is more on Trump and Kamala. But I wonder who the libertarian candidate is. I'm hoping to get some men to talk about this too. I'm trying to see it. Am I too far, guys? Is this far? Is this far enough? Is this good to be not so close? Let me know. Do I look too far away if I stand right here? You guys let me know. I'm trying to be a lot more, in frame. I always feel like when I talk to people, they're like moving out of the frame, so it's hard to kind of talk to them. So. Oh, Chase Oliver? Oh, okay. I heard of him. I don't know too much about him, though. What's up, ladies? What do you guys think? You want to talk about it? No. You sure? Yeah. All right. How you doing? Hello. What do you think? Too tired? You sure? You got like 5 minutes, right? All right. It's always the worst part. Is just waiting. It's always the worst part of the live stream. Just waiting for folks to talk to. What's up, ladies? What do you guys think? You want to talk about it?
Not really.
You sure? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. So she saw the sign and said, "Because we can." Is that really an answer? Women vote because they can? I'd love to hear like an actual definitive answer on why women vote. And let me you guys let me know in the comments too. Why do you think women vote? Should women vote? Like I want to hear the definitive answer on why they should vote. All right. You guys want to do me a favor? Hit that like button. It definitely does help out the algorithm. So hit that like button. If you want to share this out, you're more than welcome to as well. But definitely hit that like button because it does help out a lot. Oh man, I need a water. I want to take a little water break. So. All right. How you doing, sir? Well, what do you think? I'm asking people why women vote.
They should vote.
Why?
It's their right to vote.
Right, but so you think women should have a right to vote?
Yes, they should have the right to vote. They're American citizens.
Right, but yeah, they're American citizens, but men are also American citizens too.
Men should have the right to vote too.
Right. So why should women have a right to vote?
Why should women have the right to vote?
Mm-hmm.
Because they pay taxes like everybody else.
Mm-hmm. 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds who get jobs pay taxes too. Should have a right to vote?
14-year-olds and 15-year-olds. That's a good question.
Yeah. Should they have a right to vote?
But by the law of the country, you have to be a certain age to vote.
Right, but I'm saying if you're saying that they pay taxes and that's the reason why women should vote, then 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds who have a job and pay taxes, they should have a right to vote too, right?
If you want to use that as the basics, but the basics is adults have the right to vote in the United States. That's the law.
Right. But
So-
I'm asking specifically, why should women have a right to vote? Or should they have a right to vote?
They should have a right to vote because they are mature people and they have families and they pay their dues and they pay taxes and they serve in the military and they have the right to vote, just like other groups have the right to vote, just like black people have the right to vote.
Yeah.
You know,
But women are not required to serve the military. It's a choice. Like men are required to register for the military. So if there was a war, men have to go to war, but women don't have to.
well, I don't know about now that you have a volunteer military. If they open the draft this time, they may recruit women.
Well, but women don't have to though. It's a choice. Men have to go to war. So
They-
if a war would happen, they have to. So women don't have to. It's an option for them.
But don't they have? My sister served in the military. She fought in Kuwait in the Gulf.
She volunteered, right?
She volunteered.
Yeah, but she's not required to serve for the military. She's not required for selective service. Men are, but women aren't.
They
And
haven't changed that selective service that women
no,
can be
there
drafted.
was legislation back in 2021 that was presented to Congress, but it never got pushed through. And it was to require women to go to the military, but it never got pushed through Congress. So for right now, it's an option for women to go to the military, but men have to go to the military. They have to go to war.
Okay.
And so women can actually vote for candidates that can, if there was a war to break out, whoever they vote in can have those men go to war if they want to, and women don't have to do that.
Well, isn't it according to the Constitution and say everybody's equal?
Well, men and women are not equal.
They're not.
No. Can men get pregnant?
Well, that's different species, man. You know,
I mean, but can a biological man get
no,
pregnant?
biological men can't.
So then we're not equal then.
Well, we have our own distinguished roles,
Sure, but we're not equal though, right?
but I don't get it, man. Women should have the same rights as men, same way as pay.
Right. Well, women do have the same pay as men.
No, they don't.
They do actually.
No, they don't. Not according to my daughter.
Well,
My daughter says she makes 76 cents less than her man counterparts, and she has the same degree as her counterparts.
yeah. Do you know why that is though?
That's just the way it is set up in the United States.
Well, it's because women tend to take more time off So let's say she gets pregnant, she could take time off, and the husband still like has to work. And then also too, if women were making less, companies should only hire just women. They end up paying more when they have to hire men. So if women are making less, it'd be easier for companies to just hire strictly women.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a capitalistic move.
Yeah, that makes sense though, right?
That's an economical move.
And it's actually illegal to actually in America. It's actually illegal to pay women less.
Yeah, that's not fair.
That it's illegal. No, I'm saying like if companies were to pay women less, that's illegal for companies to do. They can't do that.
So, your thesis is why women vote.
Yeah, I'm curious to know why women vote. What's the most pressing issue? Who are they voting for, and why they're voting for that
Well,
person?
how can they stand up for their own, advocate for their own rights if they don't vote?
Well,
Politics is self-interest, man.
right. So that's what I'm trying to like understand is that like so for example, ABC did a map of women only voting and men only voting. When it showed that women voted, they tend to vote more Democratic. When it showed only men voting, they vote more Republican. So women kind of vote in favor of policies that don't favor America, like open borders, high taxes, abortion, soft on crime.
Really?
Most Democrats' policies are always not in favor of America. Like the Biden administration with open borders. When Biden got elected, when he ran on actually opening borders. So
Yeah, I hear this open border stuff.
yeah.
You know, America is about immigration, man.
Yeah, but we can't just let anybody in, right?
Well, look, man.
If America is about immigration, how come every American doesn't leave the door unlocked?
That's a whole different type. That's a
How so?
society. That's a society move, man.
But people should just walk in anywhere, right?
No, that's you being general. You know, I've been to countries where you sleep. I've been to Saudi Arabia as a citizen. You know, they don't lock doors over there.
Yeah.
I've been to Ghana. They don't lock doors in Ghana.
Yeah. Well,
You
but
know?
we're talking about America, though.
You know, so I mean, this. So
You want to talk? Or you want to take pictures?
No, I'll take pictures.
You want to talk about it?
Can I talk next? I don't.
Yeah. I got you.
so
Okay. I'm just kind of letting the people take pictures, and I don't know what they're going to use it for. They may try to dox me or something. You know what I mean?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I thought it was funny.
Oh, well, you want to talk about why it's funny?
No, it's good.
You sure?
yeah,
No, I can listen to other people.
Okay.
you know, I mean,
I have, like, classes.
I mean, I
Well, you have clients, but you got time to take a picture.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
you
it's
can
like
talk to
1
him.
second.
I think
So you got time to take a picture, but you
I
can't
think
talk.
women should vote because they
Yeah,
can
I have time to
advocate
take
for
a
their own.
But you can't talk to me.
Bro, I want to
That's where I'm at.
I have time to take pictures.
That's why
All right,
women
man.
vote
All right.
Because they can advocate for their own needs. Who are you with? What's your organization?
I don't have an organization. I'm just by myself. Me and my phone. That's my organization. My organization is my phone.
I mean, who you collect this data for?
Just me. Just have a conversation. I'm just talking to people. So, right to free speech, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I really feel that women should vote because they can advocate for their own needs. Just like men
And what
vote.
what needs are those?
Well, for that abortion thing, that's one of their
That's
needs.
it? Just abortion?
No,
So they're
that's one
advocating
of their
to.
needs.
so
That's
that-
one of their needs.
So their need
And
is to.
childcare.
So their need is to kill their offspring.
See, no, it ain't kill your offerings, man.
If it's not killing, then what is it?
It's not killing your offspring.
Then
man.
what is it?
It's not killing your offspring.
I hear you, but what is it? If it's not killing, what is it?
Well, it's your offspring. It's not an offspring until the life comes into that fetus.
Sure, but
Okay?
let's. I want.
And so when is that?
Well, I'm asking. Well, answer my first question. You said it's not killing. If it's not killing, then what is it?
Life. If it's not alive, you can't kill it.
Okay. Well, then if it's not alive, then what's the need to have an abortion?
It's only alive according to Judaism and the Quran.
If it's not
4
al-
months. In 4 months, the spirit comes into the fetus, and it's alive.
in 4 months.
In 4
So in
months.
4 months, that would be a baby.
That would be.
And if they have an abortion, would that be killing?
After that, unless it's a medical reason,
But it is killing, though, right?
after 4 months,
It's killing
if it's a medical reason,
to
the
kill.
only way you can have abortion is a medical reason.
So you admit that it is killing, then, right? The medical reason is to
No,
kill.
no, come on, man, you spinning. You spinning.
I'm trying to clarify from you.
You spinning.
'Cause you said women should have
You
a
spin-
need to vote. So you said abortion. So their need to vote is to
Abortion.
kill their offspring at 4 months,
No, I
right?
didn't say kill. I said if it's a medical reason, you can terminate the birth.
Right.
If there's a medical reason.
And what's
it's
termination
not-
mean?
It's not doing conception.
Right. So then what's termination? What is that?
Termination is the deceased the pregnancy.
So so you're terminating the pregnancy, which means you're what?
You're gonna spin that. You spinning this.
No, I'm asking you. I'm trying to get an answer from
If
you.
it's a medical reason, you can decease, kill the pregnancy. If it's a medical
You
reason.
said kill. So you admit this killing.
If it's a medical reason.
Okay.
If it's a medical reason.
Gotcha. All right.
And
Okay.
if it saves the life of the woman, or if the baby is so messed up medically that it would not have a holistic life.
So
But that's up to the woman and the doctor, the woman and her family and the doctor, not
Okay.
the government.
okay. All right. What's up, man? Julius. Just come on in real quick and get you in frame. He wasn't in frame, but come on in. So I got you in frame real quick. Let me see. I'm trying to. The camera's always so off. Okay, so let me just lay out what I'm out here for.
Okay.
I'm just curious to know. I'm just curious to know. All right. I'm just curious to know why women vote. What is the most pressing issue they vote for? So I'm trying to kind of get people's thoughts on that. So why do you think women vote?
I don't necessarily have a reason why women vote. I think everybody's their own individual. I don't think you should what's the word when you group a really wide object, a really wide topic together as like one.
Like a monolith?
Like I don't think you should rationalize, I think that's the word, a group of women as to like thinking that they all have the same opinion. But I thought the question was, do you agree with women voting?
Well, that's all I'm going to get to. I'm just kind of curious to know why people.
How long are you gonna be here?
Until my phone dies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of asking people, like why women vote. Like I said, what's the most pressing issue that they vote for? So we can get on that topic. I mean, so do you think that women should have a right to vote?
Of course I do. Yeah, I think
And why?
because real question is why shouldn't women vote?
Well, let's start with the question: why should they?
Because women are you're talking about older people, right? Not
Women.
little.
I'm talking about women that can vote.
Okay.
Why should they have a right to vote?
Because they're human beings, and anybody that's over the age of 18 or is the legal age to vote should be able to vote. I don't think you should leave a specific, especially gender, in today's society out from a huge decision like voting, deciding how you want your future of where you live to be in, deciding who's going to run for important roles like president, government, etc.
Okay. So you said women should have a right to vote because of their age.
No, I think women should have a right to vote, period.
Because why though? Like, why should they have a right to vote?
Because they have a heart and they have a mind and
So
they're
because they have a
humans.
heart and mind.
Because they're human beings.
So a baby has a heart and mind. Should have a right to vote.
Well, I don't think they're old enough to understand the concept of voting.
Right.
Right.
So then it's not about the heart and mind then.
Yeah, it's it's about whatever the policy is for voting. I don't think you should leave women out because they're women.
Right. Okay. So then you're saying that women should have a right to vote because they're women.
Yeah, because they're human beings.
That's why just because they're
because they're human beings.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you say human beings, like babies are human beings,
Right.
but you don't think babies should have a right to vote.
Well, I don't know how to specify it more than they're human beings, and like when they get to a certain age, they can understand the concept of voting and decide what type of future that they want to live in, and who gets to run for like roles and stuff like that. I don't.
And since women have had the right to vote, what has been a major success since women voting?
What has been a major success? Definitely the society. Like, we live in a free country. I think that's a really big achievement that we have. You know, I mean, look at other places in the world right now that don't have free will like we do.
Well, let's stick to America.
Okay.
So you're saying that women should have a right to vote because they voted for a free society?
No, I think women should have a right to vote because they're humans.
No. Yeah, that part
Yeah.
I got. But then afterwards, you said that. I said that. What was a success? Like since they have the right to vote, what was a major success? You said, well, we have a free society. So women voting, the success was having a free society.
Well, I mean, no. Uh, we have a free society and women get to vote. I think that's a big achievement. But why women vote? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
me?
So why is it an achievement for women to vote?
Because it makes us. Why, man? That's too many. It's such a broad question. There's just like a lot of things.
Well, I'm basing off
Yeah.
of your your worldview, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying that there's success in them voting, but what was the success in them voting? Like how was them voting a success?
Because we have to look at like women are people too, and they're also voting for the safety of themselves, and yeah, they're also voting for the safety of themselves.
What is that safety exactly?
Just I can't say myself because I'm a man and I don't know the perspective of being a woman. I don't know a day.
Well,
in
then
life.
why make the claim that for safety if you don't know what it is?
Because I have a lot of friends who are females that do say like how if you know like how voting makes a difference in their lives, and it also doesn't make us like it doesn't make this society that we live in ran by one gender. I think that's really powerful. And
Well, what is that difference?
what do you mean?
When they say that it makes a difference in their lives, what is that difference?
Well, it's the right to vote. I think that it shouldn't be more explained than that. It's a huge difference. It's the right to vote. Yeah.
Yeah, I get they have a right to vote. I guess I'm trying to figure out like why. I haven't really heard like a definitive answer on why they should vote outside of they're just women.
Why they should vote? I mean, I can't really answer that. Besides, like, why shouldn't they vote?
Well, so if I had to give my opinion on why I think they shouldn't vote, I think it's because women have a lot of the privileges and the responsibilities. So, for example, we talked about the military. That one guy, men have to be required to go to selective service. If they don't, there's ramifications because of it. Whereas women, it's an option for women to go do that. They tried to pass legislation through Congress back in 2021, but it never went through. So for right now, women have an option to go into the military, whereas men have to be required to. And so if there was a war, men have to go to war and women do not. But they can vote for people that can have men go into war.
Okay. I think, every day we're evolving as a society, and that should be something that we definitely should look forward in the future. But as to right now, I think that, women plays just as much as an equal part as men do. They carry the next generation in their stomachs for 9 months.
Well, how do they carry that generation?
They get pregnant and
By who?
By men, but they have to.
Okay, so women need men essentially.
No. They have to be healthy in order for the baby to come out healthy.
I
They
get
have
all that.
a lot of requirements.
But that requirement takes a man, though, right?
But the man doesn't have to go through pregnancy at all. They just have to put
he's
sperm
not
inside.
he's not going through physical pregnancy, but he has to keep on working so his wife has a home to be pregnant in.
But that's not in all situations, though. There is situations where there are single mothers who
Yeah,
fathers.
we're not
have
talking
been-
about outliers. We're talking about
Yeah.
in a general sense. We're talking about the fact that men through 9 months still have to work to provide a home for their wife to be pregnant in.
Right, but that's also.
So isn't that much of a burden on him, just like it is on her?
Well, you're talking about a very like.
And plus, she chose to get pregnant.
Okay, but you're talking about like.
And he did too, but I'm saying.
Yeah, you're talking about a situation though. We're just battling situations with situations. That's where we're going at. We're
Well,
not gonna get anywhere.
you point to outliers. I'm saying in a general sense.
Okay,
So-
what about we talk about outliers first, and then we can get to your.
Well, there's always gonna be outliers for every situation. For example, I could say that.
So you're saying that women that single mothers aren't important because they're outliers, quote unquote.
Well, I'm saying that if you're talking about women's right to vote and that they're human beings and this and that, with single mothers, I think it's unfortunate they became single mothers because they did choose a man that ended up leaving, which is why I think
Right.
people should pick better. A lot of the time, women are the ones who are initiating all the breakups and divorces.
Well, that's an opinion. Not
No, it's an actual fact.
really.
It's an actual
Where'd you
fact.
get that evidence?
You look on Forbes.com, they have a whole list on it.
So you're saying that women are the majority gender that cheat and
I didn't say cheat. I said they initiate the breakups and divorce.
initiate the breakups and divorce. For what reasons though? Because there's a lot of
Many reasons.
there's a lot of scientific evidence that most relationships that women are in are abusive, verbally, physically, mentally abusive.
Well, verbally is subjective.
Yeah, well, okay, mentally and.
Because women can just say, "Oh, he argued with me, so therefore I didn't like that.
Okay,
so I'm going to divorce him because of it."
But you do agree that there is relationships where women are trapped in with abusive. Trapped in,
I mean,
yeah.
aren't men trapped in abusive relationships too?
Well, yeah, but like you
Women
said,
are very abusive in
but like-
relationships.
right? But like you said,
And
outliers.
people actually find it funny when men get beat up by women.
Well, that's men laughing
Isn't
at
it-
other men.
No, it's actually women laughing at men too.
Well, then that's just messed up.
I know, isn't it? So anyway, so we're kind of like deviating, but just real
Okay.
quick. So I essentially trying to get like an answer of why you think women should have a right to vote. Like, what is the definitive reason why women should have a right to vote?
Because they shouldn't be put down because of a gender.
So
shouldn't be
they
put
should
down
have a
because
right
of
to
their
vote,
gender.
to not be put down.
No. They have a right to vote because they should not be able to not vote because of their gender.
So they should have a right to vote because of
Yeah.
their gender, essentially.
Yeah, I mean.
So they should have a right to vote because of women.
Exactly. Are you gonna put them
Isn't
down
that a bit
because they're women?
sexist?
Are you gonna put them down because they're women? That's kind of.
Well,
sexist,
it's actually interesting because before women had the right to vote, most women, the anti-suffragists, didn't
Yeah.
actually want the right to vote because they were being taken care of by men.
Okay, but that's in the past. We're talking about present.
Yeah,
it's
but-
always evolving. We can't look back at the past. That's history.
But what I'm saying is, though, like that history is the reason why we're at where we're at now.
Right, but
because
I
they're in propaganda push against mothers who wanted to be at home.
Correct,
And they
yeah.
actually shame women for actually being at home. Which you
Right.
look at it right now, women think it's more oppressive if you be a stay-at-home mom versus being a boss babe.
Right, and I understand that.
And then being a boss babe hasn't really worked out in the relationships.
Yeah, but if you want to talk about history, we can also talk about the majority of the relationships that were taken way back when women didn't have a right to vote. They were abused. They were controlled.
Not true.
That is true.
That's not true at all.
That's not true.
Totally not true. That's totally not true. It was actually illegal to do that. You couldn't beat your wife. That was illegal.
Okay, well, then we'll take out physically abusing. There was a lot of verbally abusing going on around.
That's all subjective.
Men taking the making unfair decisions and
Unfair decisions? What do you
yeah,
mean? What are you
because-
talking about?
Because they have what? Because they have the more income in the household.
You saying because women had like bank accounts or
I
something?
don't know about the past because I've never lived about it in the past. All you can
Yeah. Well, the past matters because that's what's happening in our
Yeah.
current time right now.
Yeah.
So back then,
it's hard to talk about something that I wasn't there to experience. You know.
Well, I mean, but you can always read about it. You can always look it up on your phone and do a little bit of research and learn about anti-suffrage and the suffragettes, actually.
Right.
So back then, men did take care of a lot of like the debt and things like that.
Okay.
They owned land and stuff like that. Women, they had jobs back then. They were pretty. I'm not saying it was like rainbows and ponies, but they
Yeah.
definitely had a lot of opportunities even back then. But
right.
people think they didn't because they've been told this lie that women were abusive and men were just drinking alcohol and just beating their women. And that
that's
was
what I think. Yeah, well,
yeah,
that's what I thought
and-
before you told me.
yeah, and that was, never mind, you don't even believe me. Go look stuff for your own self.
Right, okay.
But men weren't just going around just beating women for the heck of it. Like that's why men were like writing poems to women back in the day. Men don't do that no more because they actually love women.
Right.
And women had men to take care of them.
Right.
But the government stepped in and was like, well, we need to, break the family up. So they got women in the workforce. Now they're taxing women. Now they're taxing men. Now it's expensive to live in the country because both men and women work. And all it does is like, if you got mom and dad working, who's taking care of the child? The government. It's all an agenda.
Okay. Yeah, I see that point that you made there. But I mean, going back to why women should vote. What do you think? What is your view on this? Why do you think women should vote?
I don't think they should vote because I think that by them voting, statistically, you look at Pew Research studies, women vote Democrat. And because they vote Democrat, they vote. I'm gonna give you next too, bro. Because they vote Democrat. Oh, I got you. Women vote Democrat, and when they vote Democrat, they vote for bad policies. Like a lot of Democrats tend to have open border policies. They want high taxes and soft on crime, abortion alone. All those things don't benefit society. But whereas with men vote, men tend to vote in favor of freedom, while women tend to vote in favor of the opposite.
So you're saying that in a Republican view, that you don't think women should vote because most of them vote for Democrats.
Yeah, they vote for policies that are bad for America.
I don't think that's fair of you to say, like, you shouldn't vote because, I mean, statistics say that your gender votes for Democrats.
Well, that's just one of the reasons. Yeah, and the other reason is, like I said, is because military or selective service. Women don't have to be forced to go to the military, but men do. And if men don't do it, then there's a ramification because of it. They get fined money because of it. They can't get certain opportunities because of that. So women don't have to have that responsibility, but men do.
Do you know as to why? Like, they're not a part of the select service?
I think it's because, well, really, women didn't. So when feminism came in, the fight against it was because the women that were more conservative didn't want women to go fight in the war. They didn't think it was fair to have women go fight in the war. Who's going to take care of the children? If both men and women are fighting for war, who's going to take care of the children if both mom and dad are dead? Do you see what I mean?
I do, yeah. But I mean, I understand your view. I respect your view.
I too.
Thank you. As to me, like, I am always gonna see humans as equal. I think women should vote, and
why you say woman instead of women?
Women.
Yeah, you're saying women instead of women.
I don't know. I just have really bad grammar. English isn't my first language.
I noticed that like a lot of young people say woman for like women when it's women.
Yeah.
Super weird. I don't know what this weird thing is, but
I don't know. It's kind of. Oh, sorry about that.
You good.
But yeah, I respect your view, and I really appreciate you talking to me about this.
Yeah, I
really
appreciate.
Helped me understood a lot of topics.
Yeah. Well, like I said, don't believe me.
Yeah.
Just go do your own research, man, and you'll learn a whole bunch. I actually encourage you to read a great book by Rachel Wilson. It's called Occult Feminism: The Secret Liberation to Women's History.
Okay.
Look at that. It's a fantastic book, man. She goes over everything with stats and all, and she cites all her sources.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, man.
All right, man. Be easy, all right? Yep.
Well, nice conversation, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Let me see. Come on in. Come a little bit closer. I know you're tall. I know. I'm sorry. I'm short, man. So if I raise this up, I'll get even smaller. I'm like, yeah, so what? You know what I mean? So, all right. Let me finish. I got both of us in frame here. Okay. So my question for you is, I'm trying to find out, why do you think women vote?
Their primary causes are usually around abortion, and that's pretty much the primary cause, I would say. If you look at polling, I've seen anywhere from 60 to 80%. That's their primary number one concern.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It depends how you look at it. So if you believe that it is a human being, obviously this is murder. So no, not a good thing. But that's my personal view. It's not a good thing.
What do you think about women's right to vote?
I believe it's a little lopsided. Like you said, I like the example of the draft. I don't really understand why, if Biden does something with NATO strikes into Russia, if there's a war, I have to die. I don't really get that part. And plus, they could do support roles too. It's not like the military is only physical. You could do support roles.
Oh yeah.
For that stuff.
No, they definitely do have. You're right. They do have support roles. You're 100% right about that. I'm just saying that I was making the example to the other guy that it's required for men to do it, whereas it's optional for women to do it. So it kind of seems like women have a lot more privilege when it comes to the military, where men don't.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you when looking at that. So I feel like a good common ground, before someone gets all the way to your side, I feel like a good common ground is, I would really like your selective service argument. Like, once that's equal, it's a lot harder to disagree.
Yeah.
So I'd agree with that part.
Even though it's optional for them, when they do go into the military, their standards are a lot lower because of their physical capabilities. And not trying to say that, just shame them. It's just our physiology is just different. Like, even so, there's a video I just saw on Instagram where a guy was boxing the girl and he lost to the girl. It's like, if a man fights a girl, deep down he's not gonna punch the crap out of her. It's not gonna look good on him.
Yeah.
So he knows that he's physically stronger, but that's what I mean. Like, we see women's physical attributes a lot different, even when we're fighting them. It's still like I can beat her up, so I won't go all the way in. So if she knocks me out, it's okay.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. I'd also say a lot of the psychology is a little bit different. Like example, this just happened in my class. I thought I would share it with you. So in my class, there's a row of boys, a row of girls right behind us. This is pretty standard for college. It's a joke, whatever. But the professor says, "Oh, the shooter missed Trump. He wish he had dead." All the girls are laughing behind. This is he has a sons, by the way. He has Barron Trump. He has everyone, and the girls are laughing at.
Wait, he wishes Trump was shot?
Well, he made a joke. He said he missed again or something because there's another shooter yesterday.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah.
And your
So
teacher wishes he was shot again?
yeah, I'm not gonna say the name because obviously
no,
if he's,
don't.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna say the name.
No. Don't dox anybody. We don't do that here.
Yeah, exactly. But that's just a small anecdotal example where tons of females were just laughing, and like I was in a roll of boys, we were like looking at each other like, what? And so that was eye-opening to me. It's funny that you have this right today when this happens. This happened literally right before I came here, and then I
Yeah.
saw your sign. I was like, okay, now my brain's thinking a little bit.
You're like, maybe they should have a right to vote now.
Because no, I still believe.
I'm just kidding.
I know you're kidding. I still believe they have the right to vote, but all that. But that was just a weird anecdotal example I saw. Wanted to share with you. But, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's interesting though, but that's what I mean. I mean, for both sides, right? Both men and women can be
Both
brainwashed.
did it.
Probably
It's just a
no.
bad example,
Yeah. But you do see that women kind of do. They come from a more emotional place, so that's why we mentioned the abortion thing. 'Cause I saw that too. That stat where it's like the most issue is abortion, not like the economy, not immigration, none of that stuff, and that stuff matters.
Yeah, it takes
but,
me a month to find a job now. It's crazy.
Right. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like you would think that would be the most pressing issue is to get a job so you can take care of yourself. Even if you were a single person, you want to take care of yourself, right? You want to have a nice home or apartment, wherever. But the most pressing issue is to take your offspring. Like how?
Yeah. I know.
I don't get it, man. Are you voting this year?
Yeah.
Are you able to say who you're gonna vote for?
Just
Because I was talking to a girl earlier. She said that she was kind of scared to say who she's gonna vote for because it's so like.
Well, it kind of makes sense. I mean, at this point, it's one of those things where if you just say, don't say, everyone knows.
That's what I told her too. I was like, "You're not saying this, so I think I know who you're voting
Yeah,
for." So
exactly.
Are you?
I'm not saying.
It's all right. Fair enough. Okay, so you think that women should have a right to vote? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why? I'm just curious from you. I won't like do a little debate. I'm just asking, why do you think they should have a right to vote?
I believe in the exception becoming the norm, hopefully, in the future. Now, that is admittedly idealistic when you're looking at the current situation of things, but hopefully in the future, I like to think that women will become a little bit more conservative in their ways on thinking. Hopefully, when they see rates like the percentage of them on antidepressants, things like that, they'll begin to think, okay, maybe this hyper womanly, just like left-wing super rights and isn't working for them if their depression rates keep going high. Maybe they need to be a little more conservative, and they'll find peace with themselves if they do that. Now, if this goes on for like another 100 years and it doesn't happen, maybe you're right. But I still know plenty of women who I like who are conservative, even though they are a minority. I see a lot more coming more to the conservative side. So my only apprehension with your approach is if you do that, then they're for sure like it's gonna like scare them away or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole point of being controversial, right? No, I'm kidding. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I would think that. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but even women that lean more towards conservatism, usually they tend to vote in favor of their husband. So if their husband votes a certain way, then they kind of go from that. You think that would be a lot better for women to do? Is that if their husband votes one way, that they should also follow that too?
Yeah, I think
If they have the same values, I mean.
Yeah, I think that's a good middle ground to work towards, and I believe that makes everyone happier. In like just more Christian conservative type family atmosphere, everyone's more happier. Everyone just wants to love each other. I believe that's the actual way to get to more love, opposed to this divisive, oh, you hate women, blah 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 blah. Like that's the other way I was saying is probably the better way to go about it.
Okay. I appreciate you talking to me, man.
No problem.
Thank you,
dude.
man. God bless you, all right?
I like your conversation.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. If you want, you can find me on YouTube, Today with Julius.
Today with Julia?
Yes?
All right.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
All right, cool. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Say, how cute men who never served discussing. How cute men who never served discussing how unfair. So you're saying that because men who haven't served shouldn't have an opinion? Isn't that the same thing as a pro-choicer who says, isn't that the same thing as a pro-choicer who says, no uterus, no opinion? So because I haven't served in the military, I can't speak on the military? So do you have to be a weatherman to know that it's raining outside or it's sunny outside? So what up, Common Sense Culture? Appreciate you, man. Yeah, these are great conversations for sure. but I'm hoping that, I don't know. I thought I was approaching it. I don't know, maybe I'm too hard on myself, but I feel like I'm always talking too much rather than trying to just get a simple answer. So, he said, ladies, calm your emotions. You gotta add your handle on your posters. I know. I gotta think about that too. Maybe in the future I'll do that. What's up, Sharon? Hi, Julius. Great to see you. That was a good interview. Yeah, it was good. That guy was pretty cool. He was super chill. Maybe you should own property before voting. Okay, would be a good argument. Own property so you can vote. Yeah, I don't really see that being as a problem necessarily, but I mean, that could be like, what, for example, if a liberal owns property, or let's say somebody who believes in communism owns property, they should be able to vote. So if if you own property, so if somebody who believes in abortion owns property, they should be able to vote on abortion? Or would you want them to vote? So like, let's say there was a person who was, it might be a bad argument to make, I'm just kind of throwing it out there, trying to throw out some rebuttals here. If a person believes in communism or they believe in socialism and they own property, they should have a right to vote. If that's the argument of you have to own property, you have a right to vote, then would you agree that communists who own property should have a right to vote? So, let me see. He says when people take pics, they follow and subscribe. Yeah, I know. When people take pictures, it's funny. So, I'm like, because before, I never used to mind when people take pictures. I didn't mind. But now I do mind, because then it's like, okay, you're taking a picture of me, and where's that picture going? You know what I mean? Like, where's it going exactly? I never know where it's going. Like, people can take the picture and go, you know, I don't like this guy. He had this sign that offended me. Do you know what I mean? So you just never know. So, whoop. Julie said vote libertarian. What's up, man? I don't know if I agree with voting libertarian. I'm not too familiar with libertarianism, but libertarian, I think my only issue with libertarians is that it's always like a do without will. Like, you can do what you want as long as it doesn't hurt nobody. So if you're a libertarian with the attitude of you can do what you want as long as it doesn't hurt nobody, well, then you will be okay with a man who's 30 years old having a homosexual relationship with an 18-year-old. So, how you doing? What do you think? No? All right. So, yeah, you'll be okay with a 30-year-old man having a relationship with the 18-year-old teenager. So, what's up, guys? Doing well. And if you're okay with that, if you're okay with a 30-year-old man having a relationship with an 18-year-old teenager, young man, that shouldn't bother you, right? And if it does bother you, then why would it bother you? Because they're not hurting nobody, right? So, and then it's like, if you are having the attitude of do what you want as long as it doesn't hurt nobody, well, then you wouldn't mind if two brothers were having a relationship. You wouldn't mind if two brothers were into each other. So, what's up, man? So, yeah, you wouldn't mind if two brothers were having a relationship with each other, right? Because they're not hurting nobody. At least that's what I think about it. So, hi. What do you think? You have an opinion or no? You sure? You talk about it. And also, too, maybe I shouldn't have my handle on my sign. Now that I think about it, because let's say they did take a picture and I have my handle in there. What can happen if they can end up like going to my page, try to flag it, things like that. So I wouldn't really trust to have my handle in there. If someone took a picture and said, "Oh, look, it says today with Julius," and it's like, "Oh, let's just go to the page and mass flag it, get it taken down," because that's what I think happened with Rooted Wings. That's what happened with her. I think her page got mass flagged and it got taken down for whatever reason. It happened to my friend Oreo Express. They mass flagged his page, that actually happened with me. My page was suspended for like a month because somebody mass flagged it as terror. They call me a terrorist. On my YouTube page, I looked up what they flagged it as, and or somebody showed me what they was flagging it as, and they flagged it under like terrorist or something like that, like something crazy. And my YouTube page got suspended for like a month or something like that. So it was pretty interesting. It's not about living in fear. It's not about living in fear. It's just the fact that you don't want unhinged people trying to come after you, because that happens. I mean, the things I see people, like for example, there's a content creator that I follow online, and his house got swatted, all because people didn't like what he had to say. So his house got swatted. That's what I mean. So it's not about living in fear. It's just like you're trying to protect yourself. It's funny because if men are the protectors and providers, why is it that when we want to protect ourselves, it's now being said, well, you can't live in fear? Well, I'm a man, and if I'm the protector, shouldn't I be able to protect myself? Right? And by protecting myself, it's not allowing others to mass report my page. Right? Anyways. Is it really hard for an individual to respect the constitutional rights of others? Well, what I'm saying is that if your mindset is as long as it doesn't hurt anybody, well then you would be okay with two brothers having a relationship. You wouldn't mind having the father date a daughter. So I would just ask you this, Julie. Are you okay with a father marrying his daughter? I'm just curious to know your answer to that. What's up, ladies? What do you guys think? Why women vote? Mm-hmm.
Your rights like every other person.
Do you want to come in and talk about that real quick? I'm curious to hear you guys' opinion. It'd be fascinating.
I'm opinionated.
Yeah, come on in. Let me make sure I got you in frame though, just real quick.
Hi.
All right, am I good? Let me see. Okay, so why do women vote in America? What do you think?
Well, you have rights. Every woman has a right, to vote. You should have a right. There never should have been an argument about it of whether women could or couldn't vote. But personally, I don't vote because I think it's stupid. Because voting for the president, I think it's stupid. My opinion doesn't matter. I'm not electing the president unless I elect those people who are going to elect the president. That is the only thing that matters to me. That is the only thing I don't vote for. But
okay.
Yeah.
You said that you don't think it should have been an argument. What shouldn't have been the argument?
What do you mean?
You said that I don't know why it's an argument for why women should have a right to vote.
I just
It should have been a question.
it
shouldn't have been a question.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been a question. I'm a person.
Right, but when you say it shouldn't have been a question, what do you mean? Are you saying that people
back then.
Yeah. So
basically,
what's your thoughts on
women can't vote? Women can't do this. Women can't do this. You belong in the kitchen. You do this. You do this. And it's why? Because I was born into a woman's body.
Mm-hmm.
It's why does that make sense? Why does just because you have a penis that means you have all the rights in the world and you can determine who can do what they want?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
What if I told you that back then it was actually more women who didn't want the right to vote?
I would actually kind of agree on that because, life was different back then. There was different circumstances, their husband might have beat them for having
not true. Totally not true.
I'm just saying.
Everybody thinks that. Well, let me ask you this. Where's your evidence that men were beating women back then?
What'd you say?
Where's your proof that men were beating women back then?
Oh, I don't have any proof of that. It's just
Right.
my formed opinion.
So then how would you come up with that opinion then? If you have no proof on it, why do you have that opinion?
Because historically, what I believe, men have been very powerful and very driven over women, right? You've seen that in textbooks and all this other stuff because, men were always in charge. Men were always doing things. And
Do you know why?
Because they would push people around.
But they fought in wars.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So that they die for you guys to have this opinion right now.
I think women should have been drafted. They should have been fighting in wars. I'm just as capable as another person.
So you think that it should be mandatory for women to fight in wars?
Yes, I do.
No, I disagree.
I agree.
Sorry.
I agree, yes.
So you want women to die too?
Yes.
Who's going to watch the children?
A man.
But men are fighting in wars too, so who's watching the children?
Whoever's
if
staying
both
at home.
if both mom and dad are fighting in wars, who's going to watch the
I
children?
feel like it shouldn't be both, like, so the mom and dad, right? You only get one can go do it. Like, if the mom wants to go fight, let the mom go fight. The dad wants to fight, let the dad go fight. Shit, get a
so,
babysitter.
so leave children with single parents.
Leave children with single parents?
Yeah.
Well, that's happening regardless.
Yeah.
It's happening with single mothers if the guys go.
Well, so when the guy goes off to war, right? They're fighting for the country, obviously, so that they can keep the country at bay. And yes, men do die. Some get their legs blown off and things like that. But I guess what I'm saying is that if you think that women should go and fight in wars, and then men fighting in wars, then who we leave the children with, essentially?
I don't know. That's a really good question. What do you think?
Well, me personally, I don't think women should go to war. I think that I don't want to see women getting blown up. I think men should be the ones to go fight in wars. I also don't think women should have a right to vote because
Okay, I'm done.
yeah.
Well, you should go to class. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going there.
What's wrong with that?
Good luck. Thank you.
Well, guess that guess that does it, folks. Maybe I should have framed it differently. Julius is a modern day Charles Ingalls. It's admirable. Explain that to me. Hi. Oh, it's just a sign. Just asking people why women vote.
We don't like men telling us what to do.
You don't like men telling you what to do?
No.
Do you have a dad?
Huh?
Do you have a dad?
That's different.
How is that different? It's a man telling you what to do.
Oh, you didn't say family.
But it's still a man, though. Just because it's family
My
doesn't.
dad's the only one that can tell me what to do.
So then men can tell you what to do then.
No, not men. You're referring to very specific ones.
No, you said men. I'm saying what you said. You said men should not tell women what to do, but you have a father. You said, well, that's different. But he's still a man, though, so he's telling you what to do.
Okay.
All right.
No, it's different when you have a parent.
Yeah.
And they're raising you.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah. Because
And
men
you
have the
said-
authority, right? In the home, they have the authority.
So does a mother.
Right. But you said men shouldn't tell you what to do in the home. Or you
When
said men
you're
should
an
tell you what
adult,
women
as an
what to
adult,
do.
As an adult.
Yeah.
Why do adult women vote?
Yeah, I'm
There's
so
no doing
what I'm trying to figure out is like why women vote. What's the most pressing issue that women vote for?
Leave my body alone.
That's it. Just abortion. That's all women want to do is just kill their offspring.
You're a man. You wouldn't understand.
What does that have to do with anything? What if my gender have to do with anything? Isn't that sexist to say that? I'm a man, so I can't say anything. Isn't that sexist?
No, because if you wore a chastity belt, there wouldn't have to be a need for abortions, right?
Well, there are male versions. They're not having sex at all.
They shouldn't.
Right, and they're
Until
not.
they're married and they have an agreement that if, getting married.
But aren't women choosing to get pregnant?
When you're raped, you have no choice.
Majority of women that rape's a low percentage, but majority of women
It
are.
all depends on where you got your information as to rape. When rape, the percentages of women that are getting raped.
Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying
No, rape is a very high percentage, not a very low percentage of the women that get pregnant.
Well, it's not the culture in America.
The culture.
It's not though.
The culture.
It's nobody's doing nothing right now. That's what I'm saying. How do you know I haven't? How do you know I haven't? You just assumed because of my gender? Oh man, that's so funny. She said men shouldn't tell women what to do. I said, you have a dad, right? Well, that's different. He's raising you. Well, then you're still having men telling you what to do. You have a dad, you have an uncle, you have a grandpa. That's men telling you what to do. Even if they are raising you, they're still telling you what to do. You have a brother, you got male cousins. Still telling you what to do. If she follows the law, she's listening to men. What's up, guys? Man, people look at me like I'm crazy when I have this sign. It's hard to have conversations, man. It really is. But that's what it is. All right, let me read some of these comments, see what you guys got to say. Abortion is a form of birth control. If you don't want kids, don't have sex, period. Totally, Susan, you're totally right. She also said, when you have another body inside you, that baby has rights, and it's no longer your body, your choice. That baby has a right to live, to make its own choices when they're born. Abortion is not a form of birth control. Sorry, I forgot a word. Oh, okay, I got you. But they are using it as a form of birth control, unfortunately. So the fact that women know they can get abortions, if they have sex before marriage and then get pregnant, oh, I want to be a mother, and they can electively go get an abortion. So interesting stuff. All right, so I've been on this hour and a half now. See what my phone battery's at. We're looking at 39%. Okay, I got 39% left on my phone. I'll be here for another 30 minutes. That might make my phone drop down like 20%. So another half an hour, I'm gonna wrap up. Man, time moves so fast. Just like 2 seconds ago, it was like 30 minutes I was out here. So this is gonna be interesting. Hi. Hello. Come over here and talk to me. Come on. I don't bite, I promise. Come on. If you want to. Totally on you. No, I agree, Susan. Totally agree. So, yeah, it's been interesting so far. I may come back out here and do a part 2. I may go somewhere else and do a part 2. Probably going downtown or something and do like a part 2 or whatever. So, hello. How you doing? What do you think?
Why women vote?
I'm asking, what I'm doing is I'm asking people why women vote, what's the most pressing issue that they vote for, who are they voting for, and why. That's all I want to know. Just having a conversation. You sure? Yeah. You got like 5 minutes, right? All right. I'm trying to get people late to their class. Women pressure other women into abortion. I mean, no, women pressure and men pressure. That's the thing. Both men and women pressure women into abortion. What I've heard, I read this. I forget where I read this from, but it was saying that there's family that will convince women to have an abortion, and that's like men. That's like fathers and mothers. So yeah, family is definitely pressuring women to have an abortion, which is not good. So it's never good to put that pressure on somebody to take the life of your offspring. So. All right, hopefully I'll squeeze in about 1 or 2 more conversations. My only problem with these live streams, and I'll be honest with you guys, like, I want to post these clips online, but the problem is that I don't think I got people in frame that well. I gotta figure out how to get people in frame better. So this is why I need a cameraman to like really film the interaction between me and somebody else. Because a lot of times when I'm talking to somebody, they end up stepping out of frame, and my arm goes from here to like reaching way over here. Like it reaches out. So that's like my only problem with doing these live streams is that I wish I had like a better quality camera to like really focus on me and the person, or have like a what do you call those like those like gimbals? They like follow you where you go. Like if we did something like that, that'd be pretty cool. So if I had one of those, it'd be a lot better. But what's up, man? But yeah, so we'll try to squeeze out one or two more conversations if we can. Women should vote to help make a difference in the right direction. Well, women can do that with their husbands if they're married to their husbands and their husband wants to vote in the direction, like let's say for this election, right? let's say a woman marries her husband and she says, I'm going to vote the way my husband votes, and he votes for Trump, she should vote for Trump too. Like, if they have the same values. I know sometimes people do the opposite attract thing, but I'm saying, like, if you have values, I would imagine that the women will let the husband vote, and she would use her vote in favor of her husband. I think that's how it should be. So, if he's the head of the household, he should be the head of the vote, and she votes in favor of that. So, to tilt the camera down, too much headroom. Yeah, but then I get people who are tall, so it makes it a little bit harder. So that's what I'm trying to like figure out how to make this a lot easier. I can tilt it down like this. Let me see if I push it back a little bit more. Push it back more. Hold on. All right, let me see if I push it back more like this. Maybe if I do like that, maybe a lot more better this way. So yeah, hopefully this is a lot better. But yeah. Yeah. I noticed that. That's why I said it's hard to do these streams, but let me see. My grandpa was a Republican, my grandma was a Dem, so they had different opinions. Oh, that probably was hard. Having different opinions like that. Yeah. So I got like 30 minutes. Let me see. 1 hour and 30 minutes. I got like half an hour left until I'm out here. So hopefully I'll stand like this and hopefully be a lot better. So hopefully this is better. Okay, looks better this way. Yeah, I know. Should do this the entire time. But I'm short. So I guess somebody who's tall it makes it harder. But I guess the wide lens makes it a little bit easier. So. All right, hopefully I'll get one good convo before I leave. I should do this the whole entire time. I'll do a part 2. Next time I'll be like more here. And when I clip it, I'll just zoom in. So. All right. It's hard to read comments too. I gotta like walk up to the comments. I totally see eye to eye. My husband, what's going on? So my vote will be different from his. Interesting. All right. I'll start wrapping up once my phone says it's on 20%. When it's on 20%, I'll start wrapping up from there. What's up, guys? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Why women vote?
Because they're supposed to.
You want to talk about it? That's their reason. Women vote because they're supposed to. Really? Interesting. Interesting answer. What's up, ladies? How you guys doing? What do you guys think? I'm asking people why women vote.
I have a class.
You can be 5 minutes late. You can be 5 minutes late, right?
Yeah, we have to.
All right. Next time I do a street interview, I'll back it up this way. I forget that I'm so used to like being up here to like talk to somebody, but I'll start being like more back here. That way you can see the sign and everything like that too. So, anyway, let me see what you guys are saying real quick. Couples often have opposite political viewpoints. Yes, couples do have opposite political viewpoints, but yeah, just asking people why women vote. You want to talk about it? You want to talk? Come on, you guys talk about it. Come on. I can hear a man's perspective too. Why not? All right. How much time we got? Let me see. 1:35. Okay. Oh, real quick to respond to your comment, Steve. So, what's up, guys?
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
Doing well. What do you think?
It's what is your intention behind it?
I'm just trying to get people's thoughts on why women vote. What's the most pressing issue? Who are they voting for, and why?
Why just women?
'Cause I thought that'd be a great topic to have. So,
Well, it's good to see you.
you guys don't want to talk about it?
No.
You sure? No comment?
Yes.
So, real quick, just a question. If you guys have strong positions, why not defend that position?
I really don't. Not on this particular topic.
Why so? Just out of curiosity.
I just don't.
Because of women?
No.
If this said why men vote, would you talk to me then?
No.
Okay. All right. The woman I was just talking to, I used to work with her. Yeah, I always find it interesting. You know, it's like this taboo thing, like you can't talk about women, but why? You know, people talk about other people all the time. So, I don't know why women would be so, like you can't touch that topic. I don't understand it. Why not? Women talk about men all the time. Men are trash. Men ain't S word, They say all these things about men, but the moment you talk about women, it's like, that's a no-no. I don't get it. What makes women so untouchable? It's crazy. Strong and independent until you ask for their opinion. That's just me, though. But anyways, I was trying to address Steven's comment about couples have difference of opinion. They do, but however, if you're married to your husband and he's the one that's the head of the household, head of the family, I think the woman should follow his lead when he wants to vote. So if he's going to vote for Trump, then her vote should help count to make the votes matter, I guess. So, hello. How you doing? Doing. What do you think? Why women vote? Any opinions at all, or?
I say I vote because
You want to come talk about it? Come on. Let me make sure I got you in frame though, because this is kind of weird to.
Who is this?
I'm live on YouTube and Facebook. I'm just having the conversation.
Okay.
I'm just have you just come a little bit closer. Okay. So why women vote? What's your thoughts on that?
I vote because for centuries we didn't have the option to vote. So I think it's a good thing that I will take advantage of the resources that I have.
Okay. When you say for centuries, what do you mean? Like you didn't have a right to vote? What do you mean by that?
I mean, as far as women, like we just got the right to vote, within the past 100 years?
Yeah.
And as far as black people, since I'm a black woman, that time was even more shorter.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's important for me to exercise my rights.
Okay, fair enough. What if I told you that women in the early 1900s didn't want the right to vote? You ever heard of the anti-suffragettes?
Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, so there were suffragettes and anti-suffragettes. You had women that wanted the right to vote, and then you also had women that didn't want the right to vote. Okay. The reason why women didn't want to have the right to vote was because men usually took care of everything. They took care of their debt, they had the property, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I hate to say it bluntly, but women were pretty much pampered, back then. I'm not saying it was all rainbows and ponies, but they definitely had a lot more. They had a lot of opportunities even back then. They had women working, things like that. The same type of work women do now is the same work women were doing 100 years ago. For example, you had women that did farm labor. Now they're doing HR. Okay. So they're still kind of doing these kind of similar jobs. The thing was that women were happy to be at home with their children, but there was always propaganda for mothers that wanted to stay at home, that, it's bad to stay at home, the man wants to control you, he wants to beat you, and things like that. So it put thoughts in women's head that, I should be able to work, and I should be able to have the right to vote, and things like that, be equal, And then what that did was it led to feminism, which then led to the sexual revolution or sexual liberation. It became that, and now you kind of look at the way women vote now. They're voting in favor in ways that don't favor the country. Like they vote Democrat. Most women in America tend to vote Democrat, and Democrats' policies are usually soft on crime, open borders, high taxes, abortion, things like that. I don't think that women voting has done any favors for America.
So you think that women shouldn't have the right to vote?
I don't think they should.
Why? Because
Well,
everything you just said?
Well, that too, and also because the military. So when it comes to the military, men are required to go to the military, whereas for women it's optional. So, for example, if war broke out, like men have to go to war, whereas women do not. They can choose to go to war and lend a helping hand, but they're not. It's not mandatory for women to go to war, and that's why it's not equal amongst men and women. They want equality until it comes to the military.
Well, about that, I think that as far as like men and women being equal, I think that's just based on like a human level. Men of course usually physically are stronger, and there are like differences, but as far as like on a human level, mentally, I'm not saying there aren't any differences, but I don't think that women are like property. Since we have the ability to say yes or no, we have the autonomy to make our own choices. In a way, like we should just be equal.
Yeah. If women are not property, then why do they have abortions?
When you take on the responsibility of carrying a child for 9 months, and then everyone's situation is different. First of all,
well, aside from the different situation, I'm just kind of going off of your thing. You said women are not properties. Well, if they're not property, then why do women treat other women who are in their womb like property?
Aren't you responsible for a child until they're 18?
Well, yeah, you're responsible for a child until they're 18,
And
but
they can't make certain decisions because they are minors.
yeah, but I'm saying, but like if you're saying that women are not properties, right?
And if a child were to get in trouble, who would be responsible for that child?
Yeah, it'd be the parent. But we're kind of drifting off. I want to get back to what you said. You said women are not properties. Well, then why do they treat women in their womb like properties? Meaning that they can take their life when they want to.
I mean, you can have a male or female in your womb.
Right.
And it would apply whether the child is a male or female.
Right.
About the control part.
Well, because you said women are not properties. So I'm just using.
They're not.
Right. So then why do women have a say over another woman's body that's in their womb? Why do they treat them like property? Like they are control of who lives and who dies.
Well, first of all, with the abortion thing, I don't really think since you have up to 5 to 6 weeks until you are able to have an abortion, the child is not really able. It's not really not saying it's not a human, it's just an embryo. It hasn't really developed into a full-grown human. So as far as it being property, it's a fetus. It's a fetus hasn't even developed yet.
Yeah. Well, so fetus, embryo, those are all just stages of development, like toddler, child, teen, adult. It's all just stages of development. So, no, you're all good. So yeah. So I mean, the science is 95% of scientists agree that life begins at conception. And the moment it begins at conception, there is a human being that's developing. So what I'm saying is, when you say that women are not properties, I'm saying that, well, if that's the case, why do they treat their offspring like property to choose who gets to live and who dies?
As a woman, and as a woman who's been around women who had abortions, abortion is not really looked at as something that you would want to do.
Most women do it electively, though.
I say a woman would get an abortion if she really has to. If you don't have the mental capacity, the financial capacity to take care of a child, if you want to go get an abortion, get an abortion.
Well, then, if they don't have the mental capacity to have a child, why do they have the mental capacity to have sex? Did they just lose did they lose their mentalness after they had sex?
No.
So then, if they could be responsible for having sex, why can they be responsible for having a child?
I mean, since it's 2024, people can have sex without getting pregnant, and sometimes people get pregnant. Even though it's not an accident, when you have sex, of course, it's
always a risk.
It's always a risk, but if you have the option, why not, enforce that option?
wouldn't a better option just be to not have sex? So you have to go to those other options?
I mean, some people choose that option, and sometimes people don't respect that option about not wanting to have sex.
Well, I mean, outside of like force, obviously there's force to happen. I'm saying just electively, women who just choose to have sex, but yeah, they don't want to choose to have the responsibility of sex.
What about in the cases of women who already have children? Then they end up getting pregnant again, but there are health risks along with that, carrying that pregnancy.
Yeah, so
So do we just get rid of abortion with that too?
yeah, so
Like who gets to say who can have an abortion and who can't have an abortion?
yeah, so if you're intentionally killing the offspring because you don't want it, then that's murder. But if we're talking about like ectopic pregnancies or, you know, like a rescue mission, like a C-section to save both the child and the mother's life, then that's not an abortion. But we're talking about the intention of killing the baby. So when you say that women aren't property, but yet women will treat their offspring like their property because they're saying it's my body, my choice, as if the baby doesn't have a choice at all. Because it's not.
The baby doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, because it's not their body. It's another body inside their body.
What was the question again? Like, where are you headed to?
Well, I was just saying because you said that women aren't property. That's all I was kind of.
I mean, in my eyes, there's no way around it. Like, women aren't property. If I have the ability to get up, get in my car, drive myself down to school, enroll in my classes, pay for my bills. I mean, as far as in my case, I'm taking care of myself.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You take care of yourself.
And
I'm just
as far as like back in the day where women being property, they really didn't have a say. Like, really, like.
Yeah, they had a say. Women had a say.
That doesn't go for every woman. I feel like when it comes to marriage, I can't speak for back then because I live in the present. When a woman were to be in an abusive relationship,
that wasn't happening.
Abusive relationship.
That wasn't happening back then.
I can speak for experience and the people who I know. When women are in abusive relationships, it's less likely for community to come and help and really look after that woman.
Yeah.
So women really take the short end of the stick a lot of the time, and we're expected to deal with abuse, no matter what kind of verbal, emotionally, cheating, all that.
Yeah.
I don't see why.
I'm saying that back then, like in those days, like 1900s, 1800s, it was illegal to abuse your wife.
It was illegal. I didn't stop it though.
No, it was illegal.
It was illegal, but who
It wasn't happening like that though. Like men were not beating their wife back then. That's a total fabricated story.
Yeah, I feel like if a person doesn't want to be in a relationship, they shouldn't have to be in a relationship. As far as like women, like if a woman doesn't want to be in a relationship, she shouldn't have to be in a relationship.
Yeah, no, that's fine. They can make the choice. I'm saying that when you say that, them being abused.
So if women are property, if they aren't married, then who do they belong to?
If they aren't married, well then nobody. Yeah, if they're not married, then yeah.
So you're saying once they become married, they're property.
Well, that's not really my position, but I'm saying I can see that can be a thing where once they are married, they are property to their husbands. Yeah.
I mean, so you don't view marriage as like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like teamwork.
Well, we're not equal.
I mean, of course, there are. Sorry, like I haven't ate today. I need some food.
No, my water's right there. I haven't taken a single sip, so I'm like kind of fried here.
There are roles each gender takes within a relationship, but you don't think that when it comes to making like certain choices, like especially like financial decisions, that there shouldn't be two opinions?
Well, I'm saying that the traditional way would be the man works and the woman stays at home to take care of the children. That's how it was.
What's wrong with that?
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm fine with traditionalism. I'm fine with that. I think it should be like that. I think the man should work and the woman should be at home taking care of her children.
But vice versa, like switched around.
Well, usually when that happens, when the woman leads, it tends to kind of women don't want to lead because it's like it's a more masculine trait to do that, and women don't want
to lead. Or do you think men sometimes have an issue with that? Do you think that could affect like their mental?
No, I just think biologically it's not made in women to lead. Biologically.
Okay.
If that's the case, then God would have created. If that's the case, God would have created Eve first, not Adam.
See, like I'm familiar with the Bible, but I don't really.
Right, you got a fly on you. All right.
Thank you. I don't really. I don't go by the Bible.
But I mean, that is what happened, though. Whether you go by it or not, it is what happened.
I don't think that's how it happened.
How do you think it happened?
first of all, like I said, I don't believe in the Bible, so I don't think that it all begins with Adam and Eve. And what was it? The Word is God, all the Bible scriptures and stuff like that. I don't.
Well, then who does it begin with? If it doesn't begin with Adam and Eve, who does it begin with?
I believe in evolution, and I
So
believe
we all just came from fish.
not all of us, no.
So where did we come from?
I mean, we come from our ancestors.
And they came from somewhere too, right? Their ancestors are men and women, right?
Mhm.
And they came from somewhere too.
I mean, we all come from somewhere, but I don't believe I come from Adam and Eve.
Well, if your ancestors are male or female, who they come from? Then who they come from? Fish or human beings?
I believe my ancestors come from Africa.
So they come from the whole continent of Africa.
I mean, not all my ancestors, but I believe the human race did start in Africa, and we all developed. Well, not all, because I feel like there are different kinds of humanoids. Like, it's not all just Homo sapiens. There's different.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're kind of deviating real quick. We're just get back on track real quick. Just my phone's almost dying. Did you want to talk, sir? Huh? Did you want to talk? Okay, I'll squeeze you in, but my phone's gonna die soon. Let me get one last question real quick. So, just real quick, are you voting this year?
I am.
Who are you voting for?
Don't want to vote for neither one of them, to be honest.
If you had to choose.
Is Bernie Sanders, like, is he still an option?
I don't think so.
Like, I don't want to vote for Trump. I just can't get on board, and I don't want to vote for Kamala either. Like, I don't really. Something about her is just a little off, but.
Just out of curiosity, what's wrong with Trump?
I just don't. I think, just like all politicians, I think he just lies too much for me.
Can you name one lie?
I was just watching one of his Trump rallies, and he was talking about the Olympics, and he blatantly lied about that Italian boxer boxing against a trans woman, an Algerian trans woman, when you can't even be trans in Algeria without being prosecuted. So that was just a lie. She's an actual woman. She just.
Are you talking about that one tan-looking person?
The Algerian boxer, I forgot her name, but yeah, like within the first round, she backed out of the fight.
I honestly, I remember that one, but I'm totally unfamiliar with it. I think I just remember there was some tan-looking dude / woman that like.
She was a woman, cause Algeria, they're not gonna have a trans person represent their country. They're very strict about their laws.
Okay, I mean, but do you think that that's like the big impression issue that
No,
Trump got that wrong? Like,
It's
is that going to
not.
affect the country that he
It's
got that
not.
wrong?
It's not, but like I said, just everything that I've read and know about him, I'm just not. He's not.
So like,
on my
well,
roster.
give me something substantial that like he lied about that's going to
I
affect
think
the
that's
country.
substantial. I just don't like the fact. I feel like he's like racist. I feel like he's misogynistic, and I don't like the fact that he endorses other races. So even if he's not, he doesn't say like outwardly racist things. He support racist people who have said outwardly racist things.
How do you feel about abortion?
I feel like everyone has a choice, and
Trump supports that.
What?
Abortion.
Good for him.
Is that misogynistic?
I would hope he supports it.
Is that misogynistic?
I mean, it's a right.
It's not misogynist, though, right?
I mean, there's other ways he can be misogynistic. Just because you agree with abortion doesn't mean you're not a misogynist.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I appreciate you talking to me.
All right.
I want to squeeze him in.
right.
Appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Come on in, bud. I got like a little bit of time left because my phone's going to die soon.
All right.
Okay. Just come in and frame real quick.
What's your question?
All right. So, I mean, I'm just asking people like why women vote. What's the most pressing issue that women vote for?
Okay.
Why do you think women vote in 2024?
Oh, why do I think women vote? Well, I don't think you can generalize why women vote. I think certain women vote for certain issues that might affect them as a person. I think that's why everyone votes. But I think women might vote for or against abortion, for or against Roe v. Wade, stuff like that. I think women vote because they want to get their voices heard, that kind of thing, because that's their right as a person.
Okay. Do you think that women should have a right to vote?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because they are a very large percentage of the population and they're people, and as American citizens, they do have a right to vote.
So they should have a right to vote because they're a large population?
Well, because they're also American citizens.
Right, but you did say a large population, though, right?
Yes, they're a very large percentage of the human population.
Yeah, about like a 1% margin. So if men were the majority population, then they should have a right to vote.
Well, men do have the right to vote.
But well, because you said that women should have a right to vote because they're a large part of the population.
Yes.
So if men were the large part of the population, it should be just men voting.
No, I'm saying that they are. So what I'm trying to say is that they are a percentage of the population as well, because that the genders there and all that kind of thing. And I think they should have a right to vote because one, they check all the boxes. They're human beings. They're American citizens. Right.
Register for what? To vote?
To vote, yes.
Okay.
You have to register to vote.
How about for register for draft?
For the draft?
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure. I'm not aware about the draft laws.
Yeah. So men are required to go to be registered for selective service, whereas women they're not. It's optional for women.
Yes.
So women can actually vote in politicians. Where if we did go to war, men would have to go, but women do not. Is that equal?
Well, how long has it been since the draft has been imposed?
I think since like the 70s, maybe.
So was that the last time that they used the draft?
That I know of, but either way, it's still in place for men to have to go. So like it can be any time. Let's say if it didn't happen for 100 years, it's still in place that men have to go to war should there be like World War III. And women don't have to do that because it's optional.
Yes,
They tried to pass legislation through Congress back in 2021, but it never went through. So for right now, women have the option to go to the military, whereas with men, they're required. If they don't do that, then there are ramifications because of it.
Yes. Well, I think that I do agree with you on that. I do think that it is quite. I don't think that's fair, right? But you said is that equal? But there's equality doesn't necessarily. I don't agree in the equality thing. I believe in equity. Everyone gets what they need and what they need to survive in the country.
Are you talking about the equity, like the image of the father with the boxes, and it's the father, son,
Yes, that's
and then doesn't that just mean that one person has to give up something to give to somebody else?
Well, not necessarily, because if it's equity, right? Everyone gets what they need. So no one is keeping one thing from someone versus that other person not getting anything at all. So everyone gets what they need versus everyone getting the same thing.
Yeah, who has to pay for all that?
Well, the American citizens would have to pay for that, but that's also everyone has to pay for taxes. That's how this society works under any leader, anything. That's
So then just to kind of go back to why women should have a right to vote, what would be like the definitive reason why you think women should have a right to vote?
Like I said, they are a very large part of the population, and obviously when they're 18, when they're matured enough to vote, I don't want 11-year-old voting, obviously. But I feel like when they're 18, when they're mature enough, they should be able to vote, because they're just like you and me. Not obviously, but not if you try to get into those complexities. They're not the same as us physically and all that, but they're still people.
Yeah.
They still have brains, and they still have the ability to process opinions, and they still have problems like we do.
Yeah. Well, because you said earlier that you said women are the population. You said something else earlier. I was going to bring up. What was I going to say? You said something I was going to bring up, but I totally forgot now. About why women voting. I was going to say that the way women vote, you said that we shouldn't generalize it, right?
Yeah.
So women overwhelmingly tend to vote Democrat.
Yes.
So because of that, Democrats tend to have poor policy that actually don't favor the country. Whereas, like for example, ABC did a thing where it showed the midterm voting, if women voted versus just if men voted, and women tend to vote a lot more Democrat, whereas when men vote more Republican. Now, I'm not saying that the Republican Party is better. I'm just saying that they're better in the sense of policies.
Certain policies.
But Democrats just are not. Like you look at the Biden administration. Biden won the open border. That's what he ran on, was opening the border, and look what happened. A lot of immigrants, illegal aliens came in. Some women were unalive because of it. So like crime happened because of that. Drugs were coming through. I don't think that women voting had done any favors for America, in my opinion.
All right.
The education system is bad too. So.
Well, I feel like the education system has been bad under the Biden administration, under Trump, under Obama, it's always, the U.S. has never been favorable for the education system. It doesn't matter what party you are. It just happens that under certain parties, the education system is less favored. So like under, a Democratic Party like Kamala or Obama or Biden, certain policies might be made that education gets more funding. So people get, schools get better funding, they get better computers, they get better things, they get stuff like that. They get
surround me for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. They get better resources, right? Yeah. So I feel like that would increase the education. Yeah. That would make education better. And I also feel like there's a lot of paywalls for education, like college, stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't, just in my opinion, I don't think the education system has been good. I would agree with you that maybe both parties are not the best at it, but I think that when it comes to that, putting more money into the school doesn't always help the schools, because look at what's being taught in the schools. You now got LGBT, kids being told of different genders, Common Core math, all this crazy junk that kids are being indoctrinated with, and they're not really learning anything. They're just being told, hey, because you're black, you're oppressed, so we got to talk to you about critical race theory. I don't think the education system has been good, and women tend to kind of favor more public education than like homeschool, because they shame people homeschool. They make all these negative connotations with homeschool. Oh, you're not going to have, you're not going to get to know anybody, and so on and so on and so on. I think the public education has just been bad, and women tend to vote in favor of that, of the public education system. I think it's just been terrible.
Yeah.
Ever since they had the right to vote.
I do think that public education is poor, and I do think that Common Core math, like you said, is very poor. The way that they teach it is just to memorize and stuff like that. I do agree that that is an issue. On certain things like LGBT rights, stuff like that, LGBT, teaching them, gay people part of that community, they're always going to exist. They're going to be a part of this country. They're going to be a part of the world. It's better, in my opinion, at a certain age, when the child is able to understand certain things, I feel like they should be able to be taught that, okay, these people are going to exist, they're going to coexist with you, and there's really nothing you can do about it.
Well, how is that? How does that help America to tell young kids about LGBT? How does that push America forward outside of let's have sex? Like, what is it about LGBT that kids should know?
You got it. It's better.
10%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just last question. Like, what is teaching that going to do for society outside of they just have sex?
I feel like yes, you can put it like that, but I feel like LGBT people don't just have sex,
I mean, they can't create children unless they go outside of their sexuality.
Well, yes, but
that's why places like Israel allow same sex to do surrogacy. They do that here in America. You got people like Pete Buttigieg, and even on the more right side, you got Dave Rubin, who are renting women's bodies to have a child of their own because they can't do it with two men. So how is teaching that to children beneficial to society?
Well, I feel like
is that building infrastructure thing? Like, is teaching them going to build infrastructure?
I feel like you can teach multiple different things in a school. You can teach societal things, like English, math, science, stuff like that. You all teach that in a school, right? That's general education. Yeah. I feel like sociology, all that stuff, how you can coexist as a society. I feel like as a society, we can't do much to stop anybody from existing.
Oh, they used to have laws back then, and then the laws got changed. You just vote in the laws.
What exactly did those laws do besides make people hate themselves?
Well, it made them a lot more degenerate. So when we had laws, there was less degeneracy. Now with those laws, there's more degeneracy. I mean, have you seen those gay pride parade? People are walking around naked. They had one in San Francisco this year, and you have men giving blowies to other men where children were at. I don't think that's beneficial for society that children see that.
No, I don't. I do agree with you.
So it's just about sex.
Well, the thing is that they're still people and they still live lives. I know.
They give blowies to other men.
Well, no, listen, I do understand that is a very extreme case, right?
It's not really extreme. It happens all the time.
Do you see it everywhere on the street?
It's happening at most pride parades. It's always happening. Yeah, well, that's part of the LGBT community.
That is a part of the LGBT
and children
community.
Are there. And but children are there.
You could also say that, white supremacists, the KKK, are part of the white community.
There's no KKK though.
There is a lot of KKK.
Not right now. Not as it was back in the day.
As it was back.
I don't see any white people walking around saying white power.
Well, that's because we're in a very liberal area.
Even in the most Republican areas, there's not KKK running around like that.
Well, yeah, because they're not running around.
Matter of fact, the KKK was actually founded by Democrats. So people who vote Democrat are voting for the party that were once KKK.
Well, yes, but you can also see the time when it flipped.
That's not true either.
The policies, you can definitely see where the policies.
The whole
flipped.
party switching thing, that's not true either.
Why do you think that?
Well, it's just false. You can just go look up online. It's false. There was never a party switch. The KKK was founded by Democrats.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you guys, but where can I find you on YouTube?
Today with Julius.
Today with Julius?
Julius, yeah, Julius.
All right, thank you. My bad.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I do. I just yeah. So your last thoughts, and I gotta get going.
Yeah,
my phone
your
can't
phone's
die.
about to die.
I know.
I'm not trying to waste your battery.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's what it is. But yeah. So just real quick. So just your final thoughts. Just give me your final thoughts on why women vote and why they should vote.
Why women vote? I think women vote to protect their ideals. Same way why men vote, they protect their ideals, why things happen, how things should happen. And I do think they should vote, like I said in the beginning, because they are a part of the population.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate you, man. All right. Have a good one.
You too, man.
All right, guys. Oh, what's up, Zen? We got Zen Shapiro in here. Oh, that's what's up. What's up, Zen? All right. So I gotta get going. My phone's on 10%. It's about to die. Like, it's probably gonna die if I keep talking. So it said KKKs in the backwards, but still exists. I mean, I'm not gonna say that there's not any at all. I'm saying that it's not prevalent how it used to be. They're not just walking around like lots of diverse people walking around. There's not KKK. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this stream. I'm gonna hopefully try to do better next time. I'm gonna do a part 2 for sure. I'm gonna do a part 2. So appreciate you guys. Do hit that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed. If you're not subscribed, share this out. If you liked any part of this live stream, you can clip it and send it to me, and I'll post it everywhere and shout you out, all that good stuff. So appreciate you guys. God bless. I will see you guys on the next one. All right. See ya.